Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Steve's Guitars. Whoops. Why is that not working? Hello. Today has been a very interesting day of technical hell. My monitor just dumped. There we go. Now we're going. Let's try this again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Steve's Guitars. We're coming to you live from downtown Carbondale, Colorado on a first Friday. It's a gorgeous day out. Town's full of people, and we've got some great music for you. Before we get started, we need to send a couple of shout-outs. We'd like to thank our good friends at PM Consulting Limited and Feldman Wirtz Law Firm up in Aspen. These folks, through their generous contributions, support our web streaming. Couldn't be doing it without them. On that note, we'd like to send a shout-out to First Bank. They also support us. A shout-out to GrassRoots Community Network, the nation's first and consequently oldest community access station. They're in Aspen. They host our streams. We're very grateful for them as well. A shout out to the Standiford clan for having this amazing space. Without it, nothing else would matter. And of course, last but not least, a shout out to all of you who are either here or online watching this stuff. It means a lot to the musicians to have live support. We really appreciate you all coming out. Those of you on the web, thank you very much for being there. And without any further ado, please welcome for his first time back since God only knows when.
We'll talk about that.
Jeremy Dion.
It's been a while. Thanks, Ralph. Thanks, everybody. It has been a while. So I'm really excited to be back. I'm excited to share a bunch of new music with you, and I'm going to tell you a bit of a story along the way. So this story starts in 1942 in Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is where my grandparents first met. And one of my favorite parts, the way my grandmother would tell the story, is that the first time she laid eyes on him, it was in a mirror. I just always liked that image. This is called Friday Night. Happy Friday night, everybody. Well, I've been kicking it around on my own too long. In 1942, the old blue moon, they always played my favorite song. And I saw him in the mirror, and he looked so fine, so handsome, cool and clean. And with a confident hand across my table, the band broke into Josephine. Take me down, down, down to the town, where everybody's gonna be dancing up on a Friday night. Well, it might have been my makeup, or it could have been my hair, or pure and simple destiny. And that a country boy and a city girl, yes, I would love to dance. So let your love light shine on me. Take me down, down, down to the town, where everybody's gonna be dancing up on a Friday night. At the 5 and dime, where we sold most anything. And at 1:15, he laid one on me, and now my fingers got this fancy ring. Take me down, down, down to the town, where everybody's gonna be dancing up on a Friday night. Everybody's gonna be dancing up on a Friday night. Everybody's gonna be dancing up on a Friday night. Everybody's gonna be up on a Friday night. Thank you very much. Fast forwarding many, many years to when I met Amy, actually. Living in Summit County, I was married to a lovely lady named Lisa. We had our little girl named Avery. But things were rough. The marriage was not going so well. It was on its last legs. This was written about that time. It's called Just a Little More Time. I've been a little unsteady, little unkind. I've been a little unruly inside of this so-called adult mind. A little misleading and a little untrue. But there ain't nothing impecunious boys won't do. So I'm gonna love, love, love down the line. If you would hang your hat right next to mine. Love, love, love it down the line. If you give me just give me just a little more time. A little more time. I've been a bit uneasy, a little uptight. I got to lay on the couch and pay you to tell me it's gonna be alright. And I'm a coming unraveled with things I say. But it won't put a dent in the rent, so I guess it won't really matter. Anyway, I'm gonna love, love, love down the line. If you would hang your hat right next to mine. Love, love, love down the line. If you give me just a little bit. I'm so tired of hanging on the wire. So give, please give. So I've been feeling unhappy about the way that it goes. But it is what it is, and that's a fact, Jack, and everybody knows. I've been getting more jealous of the people I see, 'cause they got it all together like a secret. They won't tell it to me. I'm gonna love, love, love down the line. If you would hang your hat right next to mine. Love, love, love it down the line. If you give me just a little more time. A little more time. A little more time. A little more time. Thanks, everybody. All right. From my vantage point, that's the somewhat boring part of the story. We got that out of the way. Things get more interesting and certainly more challenging for a time. To spoil the surprise, this is part of the story of how I went from having my wife to now having my husband. But it was super complicated for me because that was the last thing I wanted to be true. And this song was written in that interim space. It's called More Lately. If I didn't have the question now, you wouldn't have to show me how. The many ways to love like staring at the ocean, leading me to wonder just how it might have been to love. My fascination with the fault in your foundation, those places where the light lets in, and you know me. If I didn't have the question now, wouldn't have to show me how many ways to love with a heart like this. 'Cause I have been, and I've been awake more lately. Well, there's this fever, it's always got you burning. It's never gonna leave you and never let you down. One time when we were only children, and you let it shine for me, and we'd all go on living like we have more time. If I didn't have the question now, wouldn't have to show me how many ways to love with a heart like this. 'Cause I have been, and I've been, yeah, I've been, and I've been awake more lately. Thank you. It's always a very interesting song to play and to get through. That was such an interesting time in my life. I had a wonderful wife, and still do. We're still very good friends. Our daughter is doing amazingly well. And so this song kind of was written right also about that time as we were figuring out the smoothest way to separate our lives. It's called Golden Someday. This time, baby, one of us will end up down. One hits the runway, one is sticking around. Lonely sleeps here too. There's no helping if the walls ain't talking to you. 'Cause yours is the girl, never quite remember her name. And mine is the child that always gets left with the blame. Slowly we grew too hot to hold. Theirs is the kind that always gets left in the cold. And tell me the lies, you tell me you'll stay. I know if we try, we'll be golden someday, golden someday. Well, the knots we tied, they won't come undone. But just smiled and said, there's only one. Hear those feet dance across the floor. You leave this table like it's never been set before. You tell me the lies, tell me you'll stay. I know if we try, we'll be golden someday. Golden someday. So you fall like a shadow that's gone with the flick of the light, and you lead with the left, I'm left holding the right. Words come clean, nothing left to say, and the sheets of rain fall, they wash it away. And tell me the lies, tell me you'll stay. And I know if we try, we'll be golden someday. Golden someday. Thanks, people. I promise not to play too many sad songs. That's like one of only two that I have. I've really gotten much happier since then. You'll hear. Funny how that goes. So, thank you. So, after going through quite a process, finding a wonderful therapist, I did finally summon the courage to start dating. And the men, of course, and the only way I could do it initially was to find somebody who lived almost 2,000 miles away. In Florida. I was down on the Front Range in Boulder. But it led to some beautiful things, and for about a year we were together, and I got to write a love song along the way. This is called All I See Is You. It's on my newest record that came out in October. We'll talk about those in a bit. Sunsets over ocean towns, every wave kissed by fading light. Northern mountains with their stars on a deep and dreamy sacred night. When I wake up in the morning time, I get a better view. When I wake up in the morning time, all I see is you. Two were dancing, eyes both closed, so in time, no in between. One romancing, two no more, with a burning for all I've seen. But when I wake up in the morning time, I get a better view. When I wake up in the morning time, I savor the kiss of champagne. Come a little closer. as snowflakes melt on tender skin. Heart is swelling, oceans wide, at all these eyes have taken in. When I wake up in the morning time, I get a better view. When I wake up in the morning time, all I see is you. Thank you. I've gotten really into making some cool videos lately, and I work with this neat videographer. And if you happen to on my YouTube channel, that video is really cool. You'll see a lot of my family and my daughter and my dog, and it's all very sweet. Okay. Well, that's most of the story that I wanted to share, at least part of what's been going on in the last 10 years. I've got some other songs to play that are sort of adjacent to that. This is one of those. It's called Every Time You Write. And I'm not wasting time depending on the conversation numbers. You've got mine, and I make constant observations now and then. Now and then. You're lost in leaving love, receiving fingers deft and light. The words you send me, how they bend me every time you write. And I am the open door, and you're that painted picture window upon the upper floor. Oh, the wonders of those left in limbo now and then. Now and then. You're lost in leaving love, receiving fingers deft and light. The words you send me, how they bend me every time you write. Passing these simple days like sentries on some useless border. One will fade away, and one will live this new world order now and then. Now and then. You're lost in leaving love, receiving fingers deft and light. The words you send me, how they bend me every time you write. And you're lost in leaving love, receiving fingers deft and light. The words you send me, how they bend me every time you write. Every time you write. Thank you so much, you guys. You're sure wonderful. This is a special show for me for a couple reasons. I mentioned I've played here before, but only as the opener. And it was neat to, back in the green room, they've got, I don't know, it feels like hundreds of posters of shows that have happened over the last 20 years. And I found my name on one of them. It was very cool. And one of my claims to fame these days, so my favorite artist is a guy that lives next to me and that I opened for here, Gregory Alan Isaacoff. You guys probably know this guy. I just saw him last week play with the symphony down there in Denver. He's doing really remarkable things these days. Okay. So, when I'm not making music, I am a therapist. And I've been working with kids and teenagers and families for 20 plus years. One of the first jobs I had when I finished graduate school was out in Georgetown, and they had a wilderness therapy school where I would hike out in the woods and find the group of kids with their adults, of course, and do therapy sessions out in the middle of the beautiful mountains. I was learning a lot about being a therapist and about what it's like to be a teenager in the social services system. And I met a really interesting guy. We had a neat connection, and that was that. I was in that job for maybe a year or so. Fast forward about 20 years, and I heard from that same kid. He reached back out, and he found me through my music stuff, and said, I'm going through a rough time. I'd love to reconnect, and can we have a session or two? Sure, of course. And it turns out he had been living unhoused in Denver for a number of years. And as we had our sessions, and I got to learn a little bit about what was been going on in that world. That was as intense as you can imagine. So while we were working together, I wrote a song that was inspired by him. And right as I finished it, just last year, I got a message from his family that he had been struck and killed by a car. So this is for my friend. It's called Better You Know My Name. One hand in my pocket. You never have to wave goodbye, just finger loose chains. Make my way. Wander these streets, these tinted shanty towns, trying hard, slipping under in a dream. Wanna take it in a new direction, discover all the ways I can shine. Better you know my name, 'cause I got changing numbers, and I got no one believing tonight. Better you know my name, 'cause I got changing numbers, and I'm the one doing the leaving tonight. Just the clothes on my back, any more would drag me down. I'm fixing to move, if you drop the dime, anything helps. Most avert their eyes from the dirty and the handmade paper side. Wanna take it in a new direction, discover all the ways I can shine. Better you know my name, 'cause I got changing numbers, and I got no one believing tonight. Better you know my name, 'cause I got changing numbers, and I'm the one doing the leaving. It's the madness in mind, the way that I fumble. Where's the beauty divine? Is she calling my name? Making it work by using what I know. Pick a card, any card, while you're dying. Telling myself this road will lead me home. What a journey, what a tangle, what a line. Wanna take it in a new direction, discovering all the ways I can shine. Better you know my name, changing numbers, and I got no one believing tonight. Better you know my name, 'cause I got changing numbers, and I'm the one doing the leaving tonight. Thanks, guys. Somebody once came up, or they were talking to a friend of mine after a show, and they said, I really like that shaky head guy, referring to me. I really feel it a lot in that song. That was a head shaker. I did get asked recently on TikTok if I have had a stroke. And I'm pretty sure it's because of my crooked smile and everything. No, you don't have to worry. The answer is no. Although I did have a neurologist one time hypothesize that that might have happened in utero. Weird. That's what I thought too. All right, this is my favorite song to play off of the new record. As a therapist, it's obvious to any of us, actually, how much easier it tends to be to love our friends than it is to really love ourselves. So my mission is to change that one little song at a time. It's called Loving Our Friends. I often think of how it went, about the time we spent, the struggle with the tents. It was such a perfect metaphor, but then the rain, the pitter patter covered up the pain. Didn't matter in the end. Smoke signals we were sending had gone out with the Sunday paper after you. I did the crossword incorrectly with your pen. Didn't we love some? Didn't we leave some with everybody doing their best? How do we love ourselves like we're loving the rest? A little bit later, the serial dater went back to making amends. How do we love ourselves like we're loving our friends? Like shadows in the night, all the ways we didn't get it right, they slither into bed. But they're only ever in our heads, and we forget. And we feed them evermore, then around and around without a sound. They beg for our attention, but then time is always on our side. Can we stay open wide? Didn't we love some, or didn't we leave some with everybody doing their best? How do we love ourselves like we're loving the rest? A little bit later, the serial dater went back to making amends. How do we love ourselves like we're loving our friends? Bear in mind the other side. Take it easy. You've come so very far. Now the pain is only pride. Now surely you're aware that you're a star. It matters what you grow. For now, soon be long ago. We planted all the fields. Now the ripening takes precedence, but one day soon we'll see how you've been dreaming me. Didn't we love some, or didn't we leave some with everybody doing their best? How do we love ourselves like we're loving the rest? A little bit later, the serial dater went back to making amends. How do we love ourselves like we're loving our friends? How do we love ourselves like we're loving our friends? Tell me, how do we love ourselves like we're loving our friends? Thank you. The video on that one's really cool too. I think you also maybe get my dog. more time. Good. Don't tell him that. I'm not even going to ask, Ralph. I'm not going to tell you his name for that exact reason. Songwriters, I enter a lot of contests and try to get into the finalists of like Telluride and Kerrville and all the things. And it's only happened one time down in Lyons, which was really wonderful. I got to hang out backstage with Ani DeFranco and David Wilcox and a bunch of really cool people. But I also won a lyric writing contest with this song, and that won me a guitar and a microphone and cool things. So this is called Evangeline. That first relationship I talked about ended in a really hard breakup, but it led to a beautiful song. Ocean town, and the kind where you're known around, and everyone heard what your sister said last night. In the days before, I was standing outside your door, hoping there's a way to make this turn out right. Evangeline, either bring the water or the gasoline. Pay no mind to all you've seen. Please bring the water, Evangeline. Those tales we tell, gathered round by the wishing well, with one more penny, then it's all just riding on the dime. And soft and low, I loved it when you told me so. But the words don't matter when you're running short on time. Evangeline, Evangeline, either bring the water or the gasoline. Pay no mind to all you've seen. Please bring the water, Evangeline. And all the people in their places, they pass the time with honest faces. And the morning bird had me hanging on to every word, but not a tear before she flew away. We loved the same, that picture never found the frame. Now I'm making baby and I'm begging you to stay. Evangeline, Evangeline, either bring the water or the gasoline. Pay no mind to all you've seen. Please bring the water, Evangeline. Please bring the water, Evangeline. Thanks. I wondered if I was like, I thought I was getting a phone call in the middle of that or something. I was hearing voices. Okay. That was Evangeline. Good as the rain. Let's play this one. This is interesting. This is a song. Sometimes I get songwriting assignments. I've got some songwriter friends, and every once in a while we'll get into that mode, and it's a word or a phrase or an idea sometimes. And this one, the word simply was concrete, so I had that kicking around in my head. And it's funny what happens when I get a word or a phrase. Sometimes immediately I can start to hear the music that's going to be there, and other times not. Subsequent to that, I had a friend tell me about this piece of art that he had seen. And imagine like a big piece of plywood, let's say, although I think it was sheet metal, out of which was stamped the word truth, T-R-U-T-H. And then the piece of art was stood on its side like this, so walking by you could see the word stamped out and see through it. But also as the sun moved throughout the day, the shadow that it cast on the ground kept moving. So I thought that was an interesting metaphor for truth, is like a sundial. It keeps shifting as the shadow's growing long, steady on the ground or something. You'll hear it in the chorus. That's the context. This is called Concrete. Concrete, she's getting me down, but everyone's talking about the feel-good sound of concrete chipping and grade, and I got better things to do today, don't you? You wanna be seen with the kitchen made up and the windows clean, houses picking the people's pockets, and everyone knows the truth is like a sundial now, keep shifting as the shadows growing taller. Liquid, it threatens to run, but I keep working till the job gets done. I'm sticking around like concrete. Some people, they get hidden away, but I've been looking for the words to say that any old time you want to return, I'm never gonna let these bridges burn, they're made of concrete. Keep shifting as the shadows growing taller up the town. Truth is like a sundial now. Keep shifting as the shadows growing taller up the town. If only ever they knew those things that we'd been through, they'd look at us with different eyes. But I can see them harden up like build it, they would if they could, pour another slab where the ocean stood. Mother Nature is a bitch. She won't stand just idly by, let men build the towers that'll scrape the sky without knocking them down. She don't like concrete. The truth is like a sundial now. Keep shifting as the shadows growing taller with the time. The truth is like a sundial now. Keep shifting as the shadows growing taller with the time. Yeah. Thank you. Well, the daughter I mentioned, she is now a 19-year-old freshman at Colorado State. And that's awesome. She's just an hour north of me. I live down near Boulder. And even though her name is Avery, ever since she was born, I've called her some derivation of June. It started out as June Bug and Junie Moon and all the cute little ones when they were so little. And the June just stuck. So for whatever reason, I call her June all the time instead of Avery. So this song is called Sweet June. This wasn't exactly the way I'd planned it, but your mother and I weren't right. Still, it brought you here, and I've no regrets. Mostly I sleep at night. You at 17, our parents' dream. In every way you've come through. Seems the better parts about me are even better now in you. How was I to know that loving you would do me in? Since you've been smiling, you've had my favorite grin. Your beacon heart shines brighter than a harvest moon. There's no one like you, sweet June. Well, I dreamed about from an early age how I was gonna be a dad. I could picture it all from the baseball to the dimples my son had. But then your birthday, and out you came, and much to my surprise, now who's this darling angel and a daughter with my eyes? How was I to know that loving you would do me in? Since you've been smiling, you've had my favorite grin. Your beacon heart shines brighter than a harvest moon. There's no one like you, sweet June. Late night and a raised up voice, not always happy with your choice, but those were seldom and so far between. Now one foot's out the door, those wings get ready to soar and take you places sight unseen. How was I to know loving you would do me in? Since you've been smiling, you've had my favorite grin. Your beacon heart shines brighter than a harvest moon. There's no one like you, sweet June. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are we doing here? 9:06. All right, I'm thinking I've got just a few more, handful more. Sounding cool by you, Ralph? I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out, and this has been wonderful. Let's play that. This was just sort of like a, I don't know, I love Paul Simon, and this kind of reminded me a little bit of him. It's just sort of a feel-good song about riding on a bus and how quickly things can change in your life. It's called It Happened So Fast. Slow change had me down, riding this same bus all around town on Monday. Next stop and you got on my heart, pitter-pat singing this song now, fun day. Bad news lifted, all those clouds they move so suddenly, storms of yesterday behind me, lost and lonely when you turned me around, thoughts always stuck on the past. Now the neighbors knocking, telling us to cool down. It happened so fast. 2 tickets and I got the time, and you keep putting your hands in mine. We're steady, I say. I got tired of living too small, and now I'm set upon having it all, and I'm ready today. And the bad news lifted, all those clouds they move so suddenly, storms of yesterday behind me, lost and lonely when you turn me around, thoughts always stuck on the past. Now the name desire, and your breath fans the fire, and the forces within you will know how to tend to the flame. It's your move in the game, and your insides have started to glow. Lost and lonely when you turn me around, thoughts always stuck on the past. Now the neighbors are knocking, telling us to cool down. It happened so fast. Now every time that we ride that bus, people start nodding their heads at us. They get it, and it shows. You gotta go in before you come back out. It takes a little time before you bring it about. I said it, 'cause I know. And the bad news lifted, all those clouds, they move so suddenly. Storms of yesterday behind me. Lost and lonely when you turn me around. Thoughts always stuck on the past. Now the neighbors are knocking, telling us to cool down. It happened so fast. Thanks. I don't know why there would be, but do you have any questions? It's just such a nice, quiet listening room. I just feel like we can have a conversation.
The young lady next to me wants to know if she can dance.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
I told her, of course.
Of course. Yes. If the music moves you, by all means. Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick little funny story. Mentioned being a counselor. I did some school counseling as well down in Boulder. I retired from that job last May. I'm doing my private practice in music now. And it's great. It's wonderful. So as I, rewind a little. While I was the counselor, my co-counselor came to me, and she was responsible for coming up with all of the curriculum that we were going to go teach the kids, the SEL curriculum, social emotional learning. So here's the lesson about friendship, or where you feel emotions in your body, or conflict resolution, whatever, all these things. So she said, here's the lesson, here's the song I found on YouTube to support it. What do you think? And I went and looked at it, said, great, looks good, I like the lesson, but I want to write my own song. I think I can do better than that one. She said, okay, wonderful. So I wrote a song. It worked great. The kids loved it. That happened a subsequent series of times. So it finally dawned on me after about 6 months of doing this that I'm kind of writing a kids album here. So lo and behold, I kept doing that. I do have a kids album that's just about to come out. Yes, thank you. Super exciting. As the school year was starting up, she said, would you please make a quick video of yourself recording, especially that one friendship song? I want to use it for the lessons. Sure. Here's the video. Threw it up on YouTube, only sent her the link. When I put out a real video, it's hard to get 300 views, let's say, in a week. Before I knew it, within a month, that for whatever reason, I don't know who found it, but it had like 15,000 views, and now it's sitting at like 37,000 views or something. So everybody needs a little friendship song. I'm only going to play you part of it because I won't condescend too much, but I think you'll like it, and it does come out on Friday. So I just want you to hear this song. It goes like this. If you want to have a friend, you gotta be one, be one, be one first. If you want to have a friend, you gotta be one, be one, be one first. Friends are nice to you, friends will share. Friends won't stick their gum in your hair. Friends will listen, friends will play. Well, not every time, and that's okay. If you want to have a friend, you gotta be one, be one, be one first. You get the gist. Now you know. So if you have kids or you're into kids' songs, next Friday, that song hits the airwaves. One last piece about that song. I had the joy of a lifetime on Wednesday. I got to go back to the school because at their spring concert, the choir director had taught all the first and second graders that song. So I got to hear like 100 of them singing it. It was so amazing. It was super cool. All right, back to adult music. For a few more. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's play this one. I know people don't listen to CDs so much make good coasters. You might have one in your car still, CD. Anyway, Tim O'Brien is a bluegrass legend, and I met him one time at Telluride, and I convinced him to play and sing on this song with me. This was super cool. So this is called Running Was Wrong. One said, I'm gonna love you too. I'm never gonna let you be too far away from me. And oh, I was gonna let you in places I'm afraid to go, speak another language there. When the steamer leaves the station, those tracks won't be heading back home. And I don't remember conversation when we said that running was wrong. So we go. And we're standing on the platform now. Wonder how we end up here, heading different ways. But our plans rusted like an old tin can. The labels faded away, the rain in the gutter ran. When the steamer leaves the station, those tracks won't be heading back home. I don't remember conversation when we said that running was wrong. So we go. Well, young man sit on the corner and cry. Big man come and ask him why. He said, I can't do what the big boys do. So he sat down and he cried too. It ain't me, it's the people that say men are leading the women astray. But I say, it's the women today, well, they're smarter than the men in every way. Well, that's right, the women are smarter. The women are smarter, that's right, the women are. Women are smarter, that's right. Well, that's right, the women are. That's right, the women are smarter, that's right, the women are. Women are smarter, that's right. And we can't be together. Me, I've got to get away from you, but no offense. But time heals all the wounds, they say, and this ain't gone away. It looks like the parting time. When the steamer leaves the station, those tracks won't be heading back home. I don't remember conversation when we said that running was wrong. When the steamer leaves the station, those tracks won't be heading back home. I don't remember conversation when we said that running was wrong. So we go. Thank you. How we doing? 18. Okay. I think I'll play two more. Unless you just have to have 5 more. But I think I'll start with 2 more. Let's do a love song and then a knot. Good question. Golden someday. Yeah, golden someday. This is called Small Town Love. We were one as the day was done, and the night becomes a valley. Cradle all the lovers who open here, and disavow, abandon, and disappear into another's arms. then we never have to try. Loving you gets easier the more it passes by your city heart. This small town love. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. Shadows are dancing with the music, keeping time and rhythm and honor here. It's all about the rhythm with you, my dear. It's clear that we never have to try. Loving you gets easier the more it passes by your city heart. This small town love. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. Patiently, while you wait for me, I'm standing on the mountain. You're way across the water, and I know you'll say something that I find funny. Those miles between are gone, and we never have to try. Loving you, it's easier the more it passes by your city heart. This small town love. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. You got me, baby. Thank you. That was fun to play. I don't hear you chanting for 4 more, so I'm just going to keep it to the 1. But it is a good one. It's one of my favorites to play, and it's a dancing song. So I wrote this song after spending a week with my mother. Right? Say no more. Whom I love very much. She is simultaneously one of the most loving and rigid people I have ever met in my life. So I grew up knowing that there was a right way for everything, and we spend a lot of time judging everyone else for not doing it the right way. This is called Bend in the Middle, because as a therapist, as a human, part of our big problem, right, seems to be how much time we spend being really bothered by how everybody else is living. And we would do so much better if we just kind of like take care of our home first and deal with how we're doing and how we're controlling our tempers and our relationships and our addictions and whatever our personal things are. So this is my plea to all of us to loosen up a little bit and get more flexible and much less bothered. The other component in here, this is a lot to weave into 2 verses, I'm telling you people, is that we all get feedback early in our lives around parts of us that don't quite fit, right? You're too much this or too much this or crooked smile or whatever the things are. So many of us do some contortions to present differently, right? Okay, do you like me better now? And so on. And then we reach adulthood and some of those things become pretty maladaptive and we're not doing so well. The interesting piece I have found is that those same pieces that we got the feedback around that didn't quite fit, that we tried to maybe cut off, are like really vital components of us and our magic and our personalities. So it's really important to reconnect with all of those things. And those people were really wrong to begin with, giving us that feedback. But, you know, we all do this to each other. So that's a long intro. It's even longer than the song. This is the title track called Bend in the Middle. Taking me down in the old town, worn sneakers know the way. Your pocketbook's on a tight chain, grown shorter by the day. We gotta work it out from the inside. We gotta pull the sheets from the bed. Like everybody else, I have those typical fantasies. But then the battle comes. Then the battle comes if we don't start to bend in the middle. Don't start to bend in the middle if we all don't start to bend in the middle. If we don't start to bend in the middle, don't start to bend in the middle if we all don't start to bend in the middle. And our problems are disconnection and our well-intended split. But we can tune back into the goodness again by loving all the parts that don't fit. We gotta work it out from the inside. We gotta pull the sheets from the bed. Like everybody else have those typical fantasies. But then the battle comes. Then the battle comes if we don't start to bend in the middle. Don't start to bend in the middle if we all don't start to bend in the middle. If we don't start to bend in the middle, don't start to bend in the middle if we all don't start to bend in the middle. So caught up in everybody else and how they're living wrong when everything relevant occurs within. Work it out from the inside. We gotta pull the sheets from the bed. Like everybody else have those typical fantasies. Then the battle comes. Then the battle comes if we don't start to bend in the middle. Don't start to bend in the middle if we all don't start to bend in the middle. If we don't start to bend in the middle, don't start to bend in the middle if we all don't start to bend in the middle. Thank you guys so very much. I'm Jeremy Dion. That was really, really fun tonight. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Ralph, thank you for having me. Sounds great up here, man. I didn't bring my regular email list, but if you want to be on my monthly newsletter thing, I'll put a piece of paper over there. Otherwise, feel free to take stickers. Those are free. And hats and shirts and posters and things are not free. Thanks for coming out, you guys. I really appreciate it. See you again.